Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'll be sharing with you 3 ways to feel something before you actually have it. Now this is mainly in regards to the visualization process, and I've had people ask, how do we feel something when we don't know what it would feel like to have that? Now, realize first off the importance of visualization. Now, visualization gets us as a bridge towards feeling what it would feel like to have and experience what we want in our life. Now, think of it like this. The reality that you want to experience exists right now in this moment. When you can visualize it, what you begin to do is bridge yourself to that experience. Now the feeling is what anchors that state of being into the reality that you live, that you are, and what happens is then that draws different opportunities to you based upon that state of being. Now the first one I have for you to feel into something that you don't have is to first off realize your definitions about the process. A lot of people believe that when it comes to visualization, it's something that's hard to do. Now realize that not everyone's going to see exactly the thing that's happening and they're going to be able to view it like as if they're living in it. Realize that it can work in whatever way works for you. It could be just a simple feeling. It could be that you just see one still snapshot, one image in your head, and that's the symbol you need. It could be simply that you're able to just feel into it. Visualization is as easy as we make it to be, but just become aware of your beliefs, because our beliefs are creating our experience, and sometimes we can have a belief that's holding us back from experiencing everything that we can with it. For me, for example, I used to believe that I just didn't visualize. I was someone that wasn't able to really do it, but I became aware that I was almost imposing that on my experience. And the moment that I dropped that belief and I just tried to open myself up to being more playful about it was the moment I started to have better results with it. So become aware of your beliefs about visualization. If it's something you think is hard to do, question that belief and say, does this have to be my experience? And then playfully start to see if it can be any other way. Now, the second tip I have for you, and really the value of this whole video, is understanding that you can break down something that you've never felt before into an emotion. What does that thing represent to you? Now think of it. If we are saying, I want to create a whole bunch of money in my life. Maybe my goal is to make, have $100,000 in the bank or something like that. And you've never had $100,000 in the bank. What you would do is you would see what that $100,000 in the bank represents. Now, money for me represents freedom, because when I have the money, I have the freedom to do what I want. I have more resources to create more of what I love to do. So the way and the emotion that I would break down that feeling of what that $100,000 represents would then anchor me into realizing I want to feel more freedom. I want to feel like I can do what I want to do when I want to do it. And you can use this for anything. Say you want to create a relationship in your life, but you're like, I've never created or I've never had a deep relationship in my life. How am I supposed to know what it feels like? Well, realize that what does that relationship represent to you? Most likely it represents maybe a feeling of connection, compassion. And when you look at it from that point of view, you can then look through your life and you can connect to different times that you felt that. Maybe you didn't feel the exact romance for someone else, but maybe you felt connected and you can remember when you and your best friend had really good times together and there was a deep connection there. And then maybe you can see when you were with maybe you had a dog or something and you felt real compassionate towards that animal. Well, what you can do is begin to focus on those things and you're going to evoke a state of being, and in that state of being is the emotion that you're looking to feel. So when you start to look at this more of a point of view of emotion, then you can take maybe 10 minutes a day with visualization and focus on that emotion. Now, there's two main ways to feel the emotion. One is through creating it through past experience. You'll find that if you remember the past experience of feeling connected to someone else, maybe feeling compassionate like you felt like with your animal, whatever that is, or then you were able to feel like you had the freedom to do what you wanted to do. You could look at these different experiences, begin to focus on them. Know that whatever you focus on, you feel. And the more you do that, the more you're able to connect your state of being in the present moment to how you felt in the past. Now, the other way to do this is to focus on the future. Now, when it comes to the future, what you can do is focus on and then visualize what it would feel like to have what you want. As you begin to tap into this visualization, what you begin to do is create it as if it existed right now in this moment. Now, you do this through closing your eyes, through making it very real. Imagine it's happening right now. And as you begin to do that more and more, and you're looking through your own eyes in that visualization, you'll begin to feel it. So you can connect through past experience or future experience through the visualization process. Either one, break it down to an emotion of what that would feel like, even the very bare emotion of what that is. Even if you're like, I've only felt freedom for a couple minutes of my life, I've only felt compassionate for maybe a day in my life, and when you start to just focus on it more and more, you will start to feel it more and more. And that's where the power really is. Now, the third part of this process is not looking to the outside for the validation. Now, with whole process of visualization, what we are doing is creating the state of being that we prefer to be in. And when we focus on the inside, that's when eventually the outside can reflect that change we've made. So a powerful way to do this is to do what I call holding your frame, which means that the true degree of change is not whether the external changes at all, but it's Now, the third visualization secret I have for you is not needing the external to change. Now, what I mean by this is there will still be the environment in which you live, and some things may not reflect back to you that you've made the change. The idea behind this is to not be dependent on the external reality to change before you have changed on the inside. Focus purely on your state of being and know that the true degree of change is not whether the external has changed, it's whether you have changed on the inside regardless of what the outside looks like. Now, the paradox is that as you hold the frame, and that's the power of this one I'm talking about, hold the frame for your own state of being, regardless of the external, that's when things will really begin to change, and you can just start to trust the process. Hold the frame for the whole process of the visualization. Begin to know that the most important thing is your state of being. And as you focus on the inside and how you feel, then you'll see that the external will begin to reflect something back to you. So remember, visualization is more about simply becoming aware of the beliefs you have about who you are. Realize your beliefs are creating the kind of experiences you have. Drop visualization needing to be hard. It can be very easy. Allow it to work in whatever way works for you. Break down whatever you want to desire into an emotion and begin to focus on things that make you feel that emotion. Whatever you focus on will grow. Focus on those things and you'll start to feel more of it in your life. Also bring the awareness inside of your heart rather than your head. You then begin to feel from a more authentic place. They've also shown that the electromagnetic energy of the heart is so much more powerful than the head. So begin to put your hands over your heart when you're doing these visualizations and to feel into it, breathe into it, and I think you'll find it makes a profound difference for the process. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, share it if you found it of value, and as always, I will see you guys on the next video. Peace, much love, namaste. Alright, bye.